better if a trans person said, I accept this is actually a mental disorder. I don't want to say to people, because by the way, people have other mental disorders. Bipolar. I've got people have this.
That's why
schizophrenia.
Is there another word?
Is there another word besides mental disorder?
But because it is okay, because this is, but I don't think this is triggering. I don't know why suddenly people are so triggered by this. It's your mental, and something is out of order.
But it's because it's not real, Ken.
But some people don't like to eat food because they want to be.
Just give me 1 second. Let me just get through this, okay? It is, right? So there can be people, that's right, who have body dysmorphia. That is a mental disorder. You have people who are anorexic. I used to have anorexia. I had a mental disorder, okay? I was tiny, and I was doing it as a control mechanism. I was very happy. In fact, the only way to actually get better was to accept that this is a mental disorder, okay? I don't have an issue with that term. I don't think it's a problem because at varying points in people's lives, your mental can get out of order. The issue when you don't acknowledge that it is a mental disorder and you instead just insist that like this is a normal thing and people are born this way means it becomes impossible to attack that person. Ideologically speaking, if you start making laws and saying this is real, then that guy who says I'm 63 years old and I believe that I am 12 on the inside, I never grew up, this is who I am, Peter Pan, send me to Neverland, and he molests another girl and he goes into the courtroom and he says, no, I'm 13. Objective reality is what Neverland I feel, right? It's how I feel on the inside. And I actually, Your Honor, feel that I'm actually 16.
That's against the law.
Now, here's the question. Here's the question.
But this is why we have to be a guard. And I'm speaking now on behalf of conservatives. We have to be a guard and we have to say objective reality exists. Okay. Objectively speaking, bipolar, it's a disorder. Anorexia, it's a mental disorder. Transgenderism, dysmorphia is a mental disorder. These are all mental disorders, right? And
anorexia is a mental disorder. Being trans is not a mental disorder. So we have to stick to the facts. It is not anorexia and schizophrenia. They're fat
and actually they're skinny. You say you have a mental disorder.
I got a good question.
But you're saying that you are a male, you believe you're a woman, and that's not a mental disorder.
I'm just being specific. Trans and anorexia, mental disorder and not mental disorder. The APA, you only have to ask the APA. These are trained psychiatrists. And I understand that conservatives all want to say that's to fill an objective, but at the end of the day, it is what it is.
Well, they just updated that manual in the last couple of years. Like,
yes, exactly,
because it was literally a mental disorder.
But it was misinformation, and conservatives in the past.
And someday they'll update that same manual and they will say that minor attracted people, which is a term that they're tossing around now because they're saying it's offensive to call them pedophiles, and we should instead call them minor attracted people. Someday they're going to push to update the manual then, which is why I
mean, she does have a point. It's a slippery slope.
Hey, a broken clock right twice a day.
It's a slippery slope. I've been talking about that for a long time now. That's a slippery slope.
Yep.
Wait, you said she's not right? Law, no, you said she's not right?
No. I said a broken clock is right twice a day. I don't always agree with her, but she's spot on right there, bro.
When don't you?
You know what I'm saying?
Why do people give a disclaimer? Law. When people I notice people do that. They say, I don't always agree with Dr. Umar, but he's right on this one. I don't always agree with Charleston White, but he's right about that. I don't always agree with Candace Owens, but she's right on that. So why the disclaimer?
So I would think that disclaimer because a lot of times for a while she used to annoy the hell out of me. So the disclaimer is for myself. It's some things that you say I just don't rock with. But right there, she's 100% right. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things where if it's somebody, like if you go and look at my history, I might have talked some shit about her in the past. But hey, old girl right as hell right there. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm just putting it out there. So I ain't no hypocrite. I'm dead. I know what I mean. You know what I'm saying?
So technically, the disclaimer is just in case somebody wants to look at his Twitter feed and search up.
Just know, just know.
That's what the disclaimer.
It's also not to validate her other takes. Like if you seem to agree with somebody on all they takes, and they say something crazy, then people will assign that you also believe that.
It doesn't validate her other takes, because if you're saying that you agree with something that somebody's saying right then and there, you can just say that.
Agree with. Yeah,
that's what he said.
No, but when you say it validates their other stuff, no, it doesn't necessarily validate their
other
stuff.
For me,
if you normally
I'm like y'all. I'm on the internet a lot, and I've talked about her before and different stuff. So I just want to make it clear. Listen, y'all know I don't really like her like that, but Shorty's right. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I have to give credit due when I don't want to, I'm gonna give a disclaimer. That's what I mean. You dig what I'm saying? Yo, and on this same point, shameless plug, but I happen to have had a transgender person on my pod show, right? And I didn't know at the time until that person disclosed it. I never met him, so on and so forth. And I told them the same thing. Like, yo, like, I think that's a mental disorder. Like, I mean, it's one of those things. You can do what you want. That doesn't change the facts.
Yeah.
That's you can do what you want. It don't change the facts.
And I think the biggest argument there is like she said, the entire point is if you classify something as a mental disorder, you can still place barriers and laws around that particular thing. Just because somebody has got schizophrenia doesn't mean they can walk up into a room, take out a whole room,
smack the shit out of somebody. Yeah,
right.
Yep.
So it's the same thing. But once you say somebody is born a specific way,
and
it becomes discrimination.
I would say that they have the media has absolutely used that to justify someone doing some type of heinous act. It's well, they have this problem, or they've been they have this diagnosis, so they do
some people
that as a cop out.
Yeah, but that's largely not accepted within. Like, you got schizophrenia, your ass still going to prison.
That depends on if you part of that group or not. So if you part of that,
Hank in that too. Hank ain't really been speaking at all. Go ahead, Hank.
So as far as Candace, man, I agree with what she said. I believe that somebody like Eddie does have a mental disorder. So I can fully agree. Now, as far as somebody can't go, look, that lady, I don't know if y'all know about that case in Indiana where that woman killed her child and stuffed him in a suitcase. She's not getting tried because of mental stability. So she's not going to go to a prison. She's going to go to a hospital.
She was a white woman, though.
You said what?
She was a white woman?
No, she's a black chick. She's
Word?
A black chick.
Oh, they gave us some love because I know a personal situation like that where that happened. She doing life. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's a black chick. She unalived a child, and I think he's about 9 or 10, and she stuffed him in a suitcase. And so, as mental issues, man, that shit's very serious, and people that look, I think they're all have mental issues, not just transgenders. So I believe.
But do you think transgender is a mental issue?
Yes, I do. I think the whole community's a mental issue.
Mm-hmm. What Dave Chappelle say? No, was it Dave Chappelle? Who's that? It was like, no, man, don't cut. No, that was Boosie. What Boosie say? No, man, don't cut it off. You know what I'm saying? Don't cut it off, man.
Yeah, even the fact and going back to oh boy, that's the VP candidate for Harris. They are backing kids essentially, castrating themselves and making a decision where that's going to affect them for the rest of their lives, just because they're confused. So is
hey Viz, where can I pull that article up? You sketchy when you.
No, it's all day, bro.
Right?
You on the
that's
internet,
all day. That's his thing.
Go ahead and use the camera so you won't use all your internet speed, bro, and look it up.
But that was all day.
It's all on the internet, man. Come on, man.
That's his thing. Like he's very pro. What do they call it? Like, they got but they have a whole term for his type. Because I mean, all his policies I was reading, I thought he was gay.
Okay, here's the thing. Your perception of something, when you weigh and measure it, and then you have the necessary information, you can validate your statement. When you tell people that ask you so that they can do the proper research, and you say, go look it up, your arguments and statements and your theories always fall flat. You see how simply I can do that?
We're right now in a conversation. If you are intrigued by it and you haven't heard it, you have the means to go and do it yourself.
Okay,
I didn't come up with this idea just out of the blue. This is what's
actually happening. Wait. I think most
go
of what
look
you
it
say,
up.
You come up out the blue. Because when you ask me something, the only one thing, there's one thing that you ever cited was when you got off and you pointed out that gun law.
Threw up and down that I was lying about it.
And you know, when you did that, I went like this. I was like, wow, that's great.
Nigga, y'all fought me until the end of the fucking stream, bro. Come on, man. Come on.
Okay,
man.
so wait. Real. I'm not bashing you. I'm trying to hold you accountable for the things that you say. You point out these things, and I went and researched, because once he was announced, I said, okay, so this is the misconception, this is that. You were the same one touting that Kamala Harris put thousands and thousands of blacks in jails, but you never knew the actual stats.
When did I say that?
And I could refer back to that. No. Because you say a lot, but you don't take accountants for it.
I never said that.
We have a responsibility. Okay,
I haven't even been on the stream.
Okay, take it out of.
Hey, y'all, let's make sure we pushing the conversation for y'all. We got some more.
I'm trying to take it off of he and I. We have a responsibility. Like Shannon holds me responsible for the things I say. When someone on this panel asks you to at least cite it, you know, when you do it to Marcus goes in the back chat and he posts it. You understand? And when you start saying these things, like with the pedo, which you wanted to put on that young man last week, and I just challenge you to, like, okay, the panel showed you that we weren't in agreement with you, even though you tried to paint that on me. If I'm cool with it, that means I back pedos, and I think every other guy would agree with that. When I told you stand alone, see, that's my gift and my curse. Remembering the stuff that you say. We have a responsibility while we're up here to be able to. When you say
that great, clearly,
we have a responsibility while we're up here to be able to. When you say,
what happened?
I don't know. I don't know what somebody's watching it actually.
Yeah.
So you can hear it in the background.
So it looks like AP just dropped it in the chat. There you go, right there.
Oh. No, you thank him.
Why do I have to thank him, nigga? You wanted to see it. I didn't want to see it. Come on, man. God damn, man. Kenny, you too old for this, bro. Come on.
Kenny, I would say this, though, just to jump in on that, Kenny, I would say this. I agreed with him because I saw it too. I read it too. So that's where I came from. With like I saw that already. I heard that. You know what I'm saying?
So watch this, Law. If I ask you, you could even refer to where you probably scanned by it. This is the periodical of note that, you know, I could refer to. Go check it out, bro. I'm not going to be so flippant to tell somebody on this panel of these astute men, go look it up, because I can't reference, because I've caught him a couple of times just talking off of feelings. So since you want to set it on you, that's what I'm going to do. We have a responsibility. We have a responsibility to the audience so that we can do what we do to move the conversation forward. If you're saying someone forwards that
Kenny,
type of alphabet lifestyle, you got to be able to stand on it.
You could be looking at the link that AP dropped in the chat, and that would just end the conversation right there.
Nah, because I don't want AP to save you every time you start going on a diatribe, and
let's go to the next point.
Exactly. Nice blazer. Nice blazer.
He is right though, Viz.
All right, go ahead, Trey.
What's right about it? You on the
basically
internet?
basically what he's saying is that You know what I mean? Just like everybody else, when we say something, you ask us to provide proof, we provide proof. So when we ask, so if you say something, we say, hey, what's the evidence? And you respond by saying, go do your own research. It's like, why can't you just provide the proof?
Sweeney, when have I said that?